there's a whole bunch of footage and extended scenes released for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The movie is right around the corner, so they're ramping up the marketing, which means a lot for us to dive into and a lot of Easter eggs to talk about. Let's break it all down. Let's go. Talking about the movie footage, they've released Namor, played by Tino Huerta, the main antagonist of the film, enters Wakanda undetected. His new look is a far cry from his comics counterpart, except for the green shorts. The Aztec gear he's wearing has been confirmed as vibranium and possibly allowed for his incognito entry into Wakanda. What he's after in Wakanda remains to be seen, but based on the new footage, he might be after Wakanda itself for its resources, or maybe vibranium, as Wakanda has the largest deposit of the ore. As he emerges, Ramonda and Shuri confront him, and based on their looks, Namor may have caught them by surprise. Namor himself is revealed to be called Kukulkan, which is the Mesoamerican serpent god worshipped by the Maya people of the Yucatan Peninsula. He is literally seen as a god by his people, and he also says that his enemies call him Namor. In the comics, Namor the Submariner is the morally ambiguous hybrid mutant son of an Atlantean princess and a human. He is Marvel's first mutant and for sure has one of the longest publications in comics, first appearing in Motion Pictures Funnies #1 and officially in Fantastic Four #4. Namor has both Atlantean and mutant abilities, namely he has massive enhanced strength, durability, and speed, even more than that of a normal Atlantean. Plus he has these ankle wings which he can use to fly. Oh, and he can talk to fish. In the MCU, we saw part of his origin in previous trailers. We saw his birth, and there's also a scene of a burning house, having some connection to his human origins. It looks like it might have been colonial times, which implies that he also has slowed aging, allowing for an extended lifespan. He is the ruler of Talucans, the vibranium-enriched underwater kingdom in the Atlantic. The Talucan people are the official Atlantean stand-ins in the MCU, based on the mythical Aztec paradise. Visually, aside from the Aztec aesthetic of the costume, the blue skin remains the same. We get to see another set of Talucan in the bridge scene where they attack Okoye. We see Attuma in action jumping out of the water and apparently causes a huge water explosion that topples Okoye's car. There's also a motorcycle there, probably ridden by Shuri, and what looks like Riri Williams Mark I armor. His character in the comics is an Atlantean warrior with super strength. He was prophesied to one day lead his people, and it kind of got to his head. Later, he goes ahead and sought to conquer both Atlantis and the surface world several times. One potential story involves Attuma stoking conflict between Atlantis and Wakanda for his own ends, and he could possibly prove to be the ultimate villain in the movie. Speaking of the Wakandans, I think there isn't any doubt anymore as to the identity of Black Panther. All evidence points to Shuri inheriting the mantle after the passing of T'Challa. In one of the footage, we see two Black Panther masks previously worn by T'Challa within some kind of monument for him. The one on the left was the original suit seen during the events of Captain America Civil War, and the other was made by Shuri, given to him during the Black Panther movie, and has been his suit until Avengers Endgame. We got a lot of additional footage of Shuri as Black Panther in action. One clip shows Shuri jumping a ledge, and it seems she integrated her Panther hand cannons to the suit. There's also an extended fight scene with the Talucans here. This is on the exterior of some kind of metal ship, and I'm not sure if the suit actually helps her with gravity-defying feats, but she's able to take on multiple Talucans whilst just using her claws for leverage. We may see more suit abilities in the movie that are completely new. Hopefully the progression would be like how Iron Man's advanced from mechanical parts to completely nanotechnology by Infinity War. We have more footage of Riri Williams AKA Ironheart. Some of the footage was meant to remind us of Tony Stark during his Mark I phase, testing out his equipment. Riri's an MIT student out of Chicago with a lot of resources to speak of, so it looks like a suit cobbled together from a couple different scraps. Like, she literally dumpster dived for the parts. The resourcefulness is actually a callback to earlier versions of other heroes like Spider-Man with his DIY suit. In the comics, she reverse engineered an outdated Mark 41 armor in her basement, which looks a lot like Iron Man. She has a kind of mentorship under Tony, much like Peter Parker in the MCU. Later, an AI version of Tony Stark helped her improve her own armor. I don't remember her creating her own arc reactor or AI, as both came from Tony in the comics. They do show her carving a heart-shaped medal there, a scene meant to mirror the first Iron Man movie, and her power source looks to be the same shape, so she might have made it from scraps.
With a box of scraps!
The reactor was established to be more efficient now with design from Howard, so I'm curious how they'll integrate this into the movie. She might have discovered a new design altogether, and we'll have to wait and see. In the movie, it looks like Shuri will be helping her refine her suit. We do see a scene of them working together. We'll get to see other versions of her armor in the movie. There are clips of the red Mark II armor too. I'm actually digging the streamlined design of it, like it could be an OG Gundam battlesuit. One clip was mirroring the scene from Infinity War where Iron Man uses boosters to catch up with the Maj ship. Moving on to the footage where Namor and the Talucan warriors attack Wakanda by flooding it. Trailer shows the once prosperous streets of Wakanda wash away and its people cry for help. There's a comic book art Easter egg here calling back to an event similar to this where a couple of characters get the power of the Phoenix Force. Namor was actually part of this group called the Phoenix Five, and with this huge boost to his powers, his ego gets a boost as well. So he floods Wakanda for his long-standing conflict with Black Panther and its people. The trailer also shows a scene where the Dora Milaje plug their ears, and one of them saves a Wakandan citizen walking towards the ledge. If you listen closely, the sound of singing can be heard in the background that might be hypnotizing Wakandans to jump to the water, which is a reference to the sirens of Greek mythology, luring sailors with the sweetness of their voice, causing them to crash down to their deaths. In the MCU, the Talucan warriors might possess this power, and the trailer shows a group of them huddled together until a Dora Milaje throws a grenade on their face. Drive her down into the water. These are the public trolleys we saw in the first movie. Then Shuri pilots an airship with Aneka and they shoot a tow cable on the trolley, lifting it to safety out of the water. Next scene, we see a warrior threatening a Wakandan and Mbaku gets up behind him and hits him on the nuts, then throws him back to the water. But we do know he attacks Namor from behind and it breaks up. Namor's like, nah dude. This all connects to shots of Namor using his little ankle wings, zigzagging across the sky and destroying the Wakandan fleet. In one shot, he actually swings by the front of the camera and we see how he uses his wings to pivot mid-air. And since Talucan is also rich in vibranium, there's a good chance all of their weapons and maybe a few of their gear are made out of vibranium. The mineral is not solely located in Wakanda, just a huge chunk of it dropped there and a whole lot of the land deposit is located within the borders. The rest are apparently controlled by the Talucans, especially those deposits submerged underwater. It might be the reason the research team tried to locate a source in the Atlantic. If you're a madman like me and watch all the trailers for all possible Easter eggs and connections, you might have noticed that there's a huge vessel during some of the fight scenes. I think what we're seeing is the aftermath of Wakanda getting flooded, and we see some kind of org for the survivors. Other clips show the Talucans coming in by force and start attacking the Wakandans. That scene where the Dora Milaje are fighting suspended by ropes and Black Panther defies gravity. If this is the case, then there's a possibility that Wakanda has ceased to be one of the most powerful nations within the MCU, and we may see a struggle for control of its vibranium deposits by the end of the movie. Unless Namor and the Talucans are after vibranium for some reason, that Doomwar theory might still pan out for you. There's also a scene of Okoye and Shuri meeting Riri for the first time. Riri's like freaking out why these two are trying to get her. This may debunk early theories that Riri is in Wakanda for scholarship reasons. They might need her help for another reason altogether. Her technology might involve vibranium, or maybe she might have found a way to track or utilize it, and that's why both Wakanda and Talucans are after her. But I throw it to you guys. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on Riri's part in the story. Moving on, there's also a fight scene inside a vibranium lab against military personnel. This might show how the outside world are after the vibranium as well. And the scene Okoye gets pissed at Aneka when she uses Shuri's new invention in the fight. She says that they traditionally use vibranium spears for its elegance and effectivity. Being the general, she won't allow the change to happen. Aneka is part of the Midnight Angels, which is composed of the deadliest members of the Dora Milaje. During the Doomwar story arc, the hardcore Midnight Angels were tasked to assassinate Doom and end the war. Do let me know if you guys notice any more Easter eggs, and if you're excited for the movie. I hope to make a breakdown once the movie comes out in a couple of days. Also check out my Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania video. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate your support of the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.